What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to T3G. My name is Dalibor, and this is Mindset Monday. Today, I want to talk about perspective. Yesterday, a lot of people got bad news, terrible news. Some people got life-altering, awful news. Kobe Bryant and his daughter died, amongst others, in a helicopter crash. Now, I'm not here to talk about that situation or anything around it, except my lack of feelings on it. I just don't care. Certainly I'm empathetic to their family's plight and the fact that they have to deal with this now, and it's a lot to deal with. I lost my mother last year, so the loss of a family member is hard. So yeah, those who knew them, the people who died, their friends, family, they have a lot to deal with, and possibly alone, possibly through other things. It sucks. I get it. But guess what? I don't care about the fact that he died. He did good things for people, fantastic. He might have done some terrible things, charges were dropped or whatever. Again, no point on any of that stuff. My whole thing is, I don't care. Just like you should not care about my mother dying. You may be empathetic, you may have your own situation that you've gone through, and you may feel empathy towards me, but you shouldn't spend energy about it. You shouldn't waste time thinking about it. You have a life to lead. If we all thought about the terrible things that are happening at every single moment, we'd all implode. There's just no way to take it all in. And I feel like if you weren't talking about Kobe yesterday, the day before, or the week before that, you're just talking about something that's in the news. And it has no actual effect on you, and you have no actual fucks to give about it. You just want to be part of the conversation. I'm going to tag him in this video because sure, maybe it'll help this video go, but I don't care. You know, I don't think I should. I don't think anyone should who doesn't know him. I saw a TikTok of a woman who went to high school with him, graduated high school with him, has photos with him, has photos of him that she took personally. That's a different situation for her. It's an entirely different situation for his family and the other people's families that died. A, I'm not into sports. B, I don't really care about celebrities. I didn't care when he was going through his trial. I didn't care when he was number one. I didn't care anything. I have nothing, no concept of care. No fucks to give. I have to do this. This is my thing. I think a lot of people spend a lot of energy talking about and arguing about, especially in this case because he does have this controversial past, arguing about things that have no impact on their lives. Yeah, there is other things to argue about that is in the news. We have a whole political situation that is going to affect a lot of people, but this is not that. This is just some dude. It honestly reminds me of when, was it Barbara Bush, the first one? I think it was her, or Nancy Reagan, one of the two, whichever one died recently. And they were like, she was found dead. And then after you actually hear the news is she had a heart attack. She was an old lady that died of the condition of being old. Yeah, she did a bunch of stuff for people and she did good things for women, and that's outstanding. Unless you knew her, 10 minutes, rest in peace, all the best to the family and friends. Like, I don't understand this energy waste for every single celebrity, every single tragedy. You know what the real tragedy is? Australia's still on fucking fire. On fire! And if I think about that for more than 10 minutes, my brain will melt. But here we are talking about, no, did he do it? Was he acquitted? Who cares? It's just a waste of energy. You have other things to do. You have videos to make, drawings to draw. You have your job, you have your family, and you don't need to talk about stuff that's just irrelevant. Again, not speaking on people that knew him or anyone that was in that situation, but for the rest of us, Prince only got a couple days. I feel like this is gonna go longer just because of the controversy. People want to talk about stuff that's hot button. People want to fight and want to argue it out, and I just can't find myself to care. There's a lot of things we could be focusing on. We could be focusing on homelessness. We could be focusing on people who can't eat. We could be focusing on the thousands and hundreds of thousands of children that are dying right this second. Again, if I think about it for more than 10 minutes, my brain will melt. There are so many terrible things happening at all times. You can't think about it all. You have to pick and choose your fights because you're gonna run out of fucks. You're just gonna run out of fucks. Like, I think we're born with a finite amount of fucks to give. And when you've given them all to a bunch of shit that doesn't affect you, when something comes along that really affects your life, you're gonna be out of fucks. People are gonna look at you weird because you're not crying because grandma died or something. You have to really think about what matters and what you're gonna spend your emotional energy on. Perspective, folks. You gotta think about the whole picture and not focus so much on little tiny details. Yeah, was he a great basketball player? Sure. But he was just some dude you didn't know. And it sucks for his family and his friends, but he's not somebody you knew. As much as you think you might know someone through a television, through a lens like this, realistically speaking, if I keel over tomorrow, God forbid, except for the couple of you that are friends and family directly, that we can shake hands and hug it out, you should go on about your life. Now think about it. Why should you spend that energy? For what? Unless you know that person, unless you've met them, spent time with them, bonded with them. They're just some person somewhere. There's 7.7 billion of them. A bunch of them die every minute. Look at it this way. I am an incredible Linkin Park fan. I love Linkin Park. I spent 0 minutes mourning Chester Bennington. It sucks for his family. It sucks for his friends. But guess what? I was kind of like, I wonder if they're going to replace him and make more Linkin Park albums. That was my concern, because that's the only thing I have. That's the only piece I have, is the music. So I spent no energy mourning. I spent no energy talking about it. I might have posted one thing saying, sucks. That's it. Maintain perspective about what matters and what doesn't matter. It's the same thing if I was to tell you that your drawing was bad. Who the hell am I? Now, if we were best friends and I said, hey, I think you could do better. I think this, and this. That's an opinion, that's a critique. But if I'm just some person on the internet, who the fuck am I? Tell me to fuck off and go do your thing. Without that, you're just gonna get buried in a bunch of shit that you don't need to deal with. That's gonna be it for this one. Kind of a somber mindset Monday to round out Jump Off January here. But this will come back. I'm feeling probably one of these monthly, just so we can kind of maybe craft something a little more interesting, something other than me just sitting in front of a camera. Really what I wanted to do in the first video, which is get some outdoor footage, get some, like a motivational video. That's kind of where I'm at on that. Although I feel like this wouldn't have worked out so well if I did that. So this, I feel like, is appropriate. Anyway, I'm going on too much about it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.